I'm here.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm listening to all the chatter tonight, and it all makes good sense.
You want to you want to make like a vending machine and put in some cents?
Well, I have made my share of mistakes in 66 years, and still making them. But you've just got to make up your mind that when you have something that knocks you down, you're going to get back up and you're going to fight for it, and you're going to get back on the horse and ride it again.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I think it's a lot. Sometimes it's hard though because, well, we know you don't make mistakes.
Some days I can't see the forest for the trees.
But then I think being afraid to fail actually opens you up to better things. Because if I hadn't failed at what I was doing on the internet initially, I wouldn't have met Chris. And if we hadn't failed, funny enough, at what we were doing before this, then we wouldn't have started the Entrepreneur Power Hour. So sometimes being willing to fail.
And look what a loss that would have been for so many people.
And then you wouldn't be on here to hang out and have fun. So sometimes being willing to fail can open you to what you're going to be successful at. It's just people sometimes are like, well, I failed at this, that, and the other. I'm done. I'm like, okay, see ya. And then they're usually the guy on Facebook or YouTube who's making these comments. Yeah, why don't you film in the studio?
Well, nobody is going to know everything they need to know to reach their goal.
No, that's why it's called learning.
It's just not possible.
No.
Or you wouldn't need anybody. You could do it all yourself.
Yeah. You can't do it. You can't have a multi-million-dollar company by yourself. That makes no sense because you're not. Who are you serving? If you're doing it all by yourself, what are your services? Well, you can only do so much. So you need like hundreds of people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that anybody that has made it knows they didn't make it by themselves. Now you have those that walk over people to get what they want. That's not the person you want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
But you do want to ally yourself with the winners.
Of course.
You want to ally yourself with a winner to be a winner.
That's right. Well, you have to. You have to align yourself with somebody who's going to work as hard as you are and people who are going to work as hard as you.
I think aligning ourselves with the winners is really getting together and learning from these articles. Like we're taking ideas that successful people have already put in place, already put in motion. We're putting our own spin on them. And that's really how we get from point A to point B. It's not really magic per se. It's just finding like, hey, this dude is successful.
No, but you found somebody that already plotted the course that won their own race.
Yes. And we're just running our race.
Why go out and beat down your own path when you've got a plotted course that you can follow that will make the journey a little bit easier?
Yep.
Are you a masochist? I'm not.
Neither am I. Sometimes it's difficult because so many people are telling you what to believe and what to do. And for me, this is where I come to really refocus, recharge, and learn something new every day. And now, funny enough, we're learning 7 new things. And I'm talking about starting early, having a good breakfast, learning constantly with your books. Chris mentioned making a budget and sticking to it. The ones that really resonate me are don't be afraid to work.
Yeah, I'm glad Chris brought that up. Earl Nightingale was a big person that believed in following the budget, and in anything that he did, whether it was his weekly broadcast or whether it was a campaign that he had for a politician that was running locally. He always had a budget.
Yep.
And budgeted down to how many times he was going to take and have lunch with somebody. If that person wasn't productive, he might have one lunch, but he wasn't going to waste his time taking them out to lunch a second time. He got nothing, no return for his investment the first time. He moved on.
Yep.
Exactly. And then that's the thing, being willing to fail. You take someone out to lunch, they don't reciprocate, they're not interested, and then you kindly move on. I actually want to involve some other folks I haven't heard from, Mr. Bill, Mr. Micah Wallace, and Mr. Ron Tarleton. Have you ever failed
Well,
at
I'm sure Micah could tell you all about the failure rate and getting back on the horse and overcoming the shortcomings.
Yeah.
Because he's been 40 years in the making, and still every month there's people that he's pulled in that he'll be the first one to tell you he doesn't know it all, but he knows where to find the people that can fit the slot and get him over the hump of where he's trying to go.
Yeah, because what I was going to ask is if Micah or Bill or Ron Tarleton or the other Ron want to give some insight on maybe sometimes a time you were willing to fail, but that failure actually led you to what you wanted to do, or at least got you closer to it.
I'll take one on this one.
Good.
Early on, I was just kind of thinking as I was listening to that, kind of this plays along into it. It's got to be a personal awareness, a personal consciousness of where I'm at psychologically, my mindset. There were times early on get involved in stuff without knowing myself, my own capabilities. Therefore, that I was going down a path of failure right off the bat. Because I wasn't sure where I was at, so there's a lot. I think understanding yourself, knowing, having some sort of purpose and what direction you want to go, that's vital right off the bat.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Keep talking, Ron, if you want.
I was just saying, I just thought that was just the most vital part of it is that mindset, the fact that I didn't know it all, I didn't know where to start. I'm just going to piece it together. I'm not going to look for help. You can say it with me, Chris. Failure. It was a failure.
But you did it. You did it, though. You did it because you figured out what worked. And you kept piecing stuff together, and then you came up and you're like, wait, now I know what I'm doing. Now I know what works, and now you're doing it.
Yeah, it was a lot of networking,
Yeah, but you have to fail before you can succeed.
And getting to know people that have done it, and what were they doing.
Yeah, bro.
Up until then, let's just say I'm running, it's kind of hard to get anywhere with your underwear around your ankles. You're not going to get...
Oh, I could really go
I like that analysis, Ron. That was a good one.
If you can't go anywhere because your underwear is around your ankle, I'm not even going to touch that with a tip. I am so not saying.
8 habits of millionaire entrepreneurs. Wear your underwear above here.
Don't wear, number one rule.
Pull them up at least to your neck.
All the way up.
Oh, well, I was going to make a comment that I really shouldn't make. I'm just not going to do it because for the sake of our live broadcast tonight, we are having technical difficulties. Sorry, guys.
Got to keep it PG-13.
Yeah, that was definitely,
yeah, we'll keep this PG-13 here.
that was definitely not PG-13 what I was thinking. I was like, whoa, okay, nope. Anyway,
you always hear the phrase, it's one. Everybody pulls their pants up one leg or another. You know what I mean?
yes.
Yeah, let's just get rid of that and make it our own. It's just don't get your underwear up, man. You're not going anywhere.
Perfect example. I want to talk about one of my favorite athletes for a second, Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors. That guy is the best shooter in the NBA in history, and I bought this game, NBA 2K17, which has every basketball player in history is in this game. Okay? And when I go back to like the 66 Boston Celtics with Bill Russell and all those guys, and I go through the entire like team rosters of every player and every stat, and I'm looking at Stephen Curry in 2016, 2017, and I'm going, he's the best, and there was shooters like way before him, and yeah, he is the best. Now, how did he do that? Well, he was on the court when he was 9 years old, every single day, shooting that ball.